Hey guys, today is my Scratch tutorial, because I use Scratch in a lot of videos, but I haven't really explained what it is. Now, first I want to say I'm using the offline version, which you can download on the Scratch website. Step 2, for this whole tutorial to work, I am assuming that you have your own account for Scratch, and you have your account verified, so you can tell it's verified, because in the online version, here's how you tell if your account is verified. In the online version, there's a share button. And when you see that share button, if you see an orange exclamation mark, that means you're not verified yet. And whichever email you signed up with, you're going to need to go back to and verify your email. So let's get started. When you start out, you will have your name up here, but other than that, this is what you should see. You should have this little cat guy in the middle of the screen. This is going to be our little guy. So we're going to call him my little guy. Yeah. Hi, my little guy. You're my little guy. You're my little guy. Now, if you go into costumes, you can edit these two things. And they use vector images, if you don't know what that is. Well, whenever you zoom up, look, the quality doesn't decrease. So, yeah, it actually uses math, which I think is awesome, because math is my best subject, and my mom's a math teacher, so. Okay. So, now, I'm going to show you the first mistake that I see. It's not working. Well, that's because this block, here's what's happening. This block is not attached to anything, so it's like, when do I do this? When do I say hello? So, if you want it to work, we're going to go to the Events tab. Or, if you're using an old version, Events and Control are the same tab. But in the newer version, Events has its own tab. So, we're going to drag out this little block. Now, real cool trick, if you right click in this play area and click clean up, now let's go up there. So, now, what's this little guy going to do now? Here's our friend. So, we're going to draw him a little backdrop. And we're actually not going to draw a backdrop. I lied. We're going to draw this. We're going to draw blue sky. What's going to be? This is going to be a pretty fun platform. We're just going to go over the basics with a basic platformer. So, feel this is pretty simple, okay? So you have this little guy, and we're going to make him his very first script. When flags clicked, forever. Now, this is another mistake I see people make. Like, people will do something like this, start out and hit space, but they're confused on why it won't work. It's because, well, when the flag is clicked, it runs this code, and if it's not the instant, then the code ends and it stops. If you use this forever block, the code runs until you stop the game. Which is what we want. So now, we actually don't want the script. In fact, we want him to keep in this same place that he starts out. Now time for our first script. Now, you notice that it's on, this stays here. Time for our first script. I'm going to go to the Control tabs and drag out this thing that says F. See it right here? Drag it out. And now we're going to go to the Sensing tab. gonna do. But first, we're gonna actually go to operators, which has a lot of cool stuff. All the mathy stuffs, randoms, comparing, which as you can see fits in there. Now, here's some of the things you want. And, which means if this statement is true and this is true, then I'll run. This means if this is true or this is true. This means if this is false, then it will work. So we're gonna do if not. Actually, so we're gonna make a new and call this my little ground. Yeah, I know I'm spelling this wrong. Now we're not gonna mess with that yet. So if not touching my little ground, then you can change y by -10, or you can set it to whatever you want. I'm going to do 5 in this case. And look, he falls down. But yeah, so that now he just fell to the ground, and we don't want our guy falling to the ground. We don't want our guy falling and then not being able to do anything. So, one flag is clicked. Gonna go to 0, 0. That way, it starts out to be aligned with the background. Now, right now, our character's falling. So we're gonna draw a rectangle. So we're gonna go into costumes. Make a new costume called Level 1. And on our level 1, we're gonna make a little green background, or it can be whatever color you want. And you see, no, it landed nicely. Now that he's landed, we're gonna add a little script that just makes it a little smoother. Actually, no. Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, actually, it's too advanced stuff, really. I'm not going to show you that. So, now we're going to make him move, because our little guy wants to do something. So, let's make him jump. Jumping is fun. So, we're going to use the space for our jump button. And we're going to change the Y by 10. Which looks pretty good. You may want to increase. But, now, if you want to increase this, try doing this. If you want to make it 100, if you want to make it 50, do this instead. This way, runs a bit smoother. We could do it. So, now he will jump 100. Yeah, but then we have this thing. So we're going to go back and look at this and block we saw earlier. And now we're going to right click this blue block and we see duplicate it now. We're going to bring it here. Put it in the if box. And now you can only jump if you're touching the ground. And I'm going to check how much time I have left. Okay, I still have 6 minutes. So, now this guy can jump, let's have him move left and right. Which is pretty easy if you haven't figured it out. But first, we're going to hit this little eye, change the rotation style. Now, if we didn't do this, then when you went left, he would go upside down. He would turn upside down. Now, we're going to make a new if, which we're making a lot of. And if touching actually, no. Sorry. If key pressed, we're going to set this one to the left arrow. Then we're going to get motion, which is where we got all the blue things. And use point and direction. We're going to have it go left. And move 10 steps. If right arrow is pressed, then it goes down. Now one final thing. Ready? I'm going to get this if then else block out. We're going to move this in here. This in here. Move this above this. Take this out. Then switch to costume 1. What we just did is we allowed us to do this. So now look what happens when we jump. It does an animation. From the left. Oh, yeah. Messed up here. See, this one needs to go right. Excuse me.
Part of the deal about being left at home alone. Really? Did you see that I called you?
Okay. Oh, yeah. So that's a pretty good basis, but still have more. So what we're actually gonna do is prepare ourselves for the next step. Change Y by 1. Does have this little bouncing effect, but you sort of have to deal with that, okay? But now what we can do is make a slope. And, well, we can mock up the slope. If you wanted, make a red platform to jump on. So yeah, now we have basic platforming mechanics down. And now this game is really buggy, so you can do stuff like this. Make elevator rides. So there you go. Made a buggy platforming engine. It is pretty basic, but and believe me, this was my first project. Used only the stuff in this tutorial. It'll be a lot better. So that's it. See you next time. And I hope you liked this tutorial. Hope you really found it useful. And I hope you can use this to start up when you're starting out with making a game, because it's really difficult and it just really annoys me. So one final thing. Never mind.